Amaru, Masklova. Yeah. Girl, you looking better than the photos. Need more of your time, so I'm watching you in slow-mo. Yeah. Busy schedule, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to you. Yeah. I can't wait till we're together, I could never get enough of you. Yeah. She said, what you want from me? Baby, what you want from me? Yeah, yeah. Nothing but your company. Sitting on the top with me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, girl, I can give you the time of your life right now, right now. Give you the moment you never could have right now, right now. Let me in, let me in, let me in your world. Yeah, let me in, let me in, let me in your life. Yeah. Yeah. She got that vibe, she got that go-go. Oh. She mesmerized with her eyes when she's so close. Yeah. You gon' see when you get to know me. I'll be right beside you when you're lonely. How you be swinging with that body, put it on me. Woo. Won't you be the body in my story? She said, what you want from me? Baby, what you want from me? Yeah, yeah. Nothing but your company. Sitting on the top with me. Yeah, yeah. She said, what you want from me? Baby, what you want from me? Yeah, yeah. Nothing but your company. Sitting on the top with me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, girl, I can give you the time of your life right now, right now. Give you the moment you never could have right now, right now. Let me in, let me in, let me in your world. Yeah, let me in, let me in, let me in your life. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Come on, let's go, people. Back again. The dawn in the building. All right. Beautiful, beautiful people. You're welcome to the show. Oh my goodness. Massive day, people. Oh, Chelsea fan, let's gather. Let's gather here right now. All right, people. I tell you, it is what it is, people. Monday Pub Review Show. That's the show we're doing today. I tell you. You're welcome to the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I'm telling you, anywhere you're watching from, you're beautiful. I tell you, it's gonna go down tonight. All about this Game 12. EPL is boiling. Everything looks tight. The result coming out. I can tell you, one club is ready for me on the show. The Goddess have the Blues. Pride of London. I call them Igelaga FC, Proud FC. Match. The game was massive. The game ended in 4-4. They are here tonight. You're here tonight to tell me they are back again. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm in the room. Let's back right there. Let's ready, I tell you. Oh! What's the training on tonight? Oh yeah. Shop all the way from Canada. Training on tonight. Oh, yes, training off. You have something to say. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Massive. Let's do this, people. Let me welcome this man. You're in the building. Yeah. You're glad to be here. I'm sure. I can tell you. I can feel it. Oh my goodness. Talk to me. Alive.
Yeah, good evening, the Dawn. It's great to be back. We had a really great weekend of football.
Yeah.
Premier League, we had loads of goals, to be honest, on Sunday and on Saturday. And we also had interesting games across Europe.
Yeah.
But obviously, the big one was Chelsea ManCity. Chelsea ending their run of defeats against City. Since the UCL final in 2021, they had actually lost every meeting with ManCity without scoring. So it was quite pleasing to see them compete yesterday.
Calm down. Let me welcome another great gentleman. I'm telling you, Prof is so excited to be here tonight. I can feel it. Prof, what's going on? You're alive. I tell you, you're alive.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? For the new kids in the block, that is Chelsea delivering prime Barclays heritage from Chelsea. Back-to-back enjoyment.
I tell you, you're welcome to the show. I tell you, I said, Chelsea fans, they have these moments. I'm telling you, they have these moments. Let me quickly welcome this fan all the way from Canada. Manchester United fan. Bishop, you are ready. You are live. What's going on, Bishop? Talk to me. You are live. Can you hear me, Bishop?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you, the Dawn, for having me. Chelsea gave us. They didn't give us a flashback of what they used to know, because defensively they used to be tight. They used to be very, very tight defensively. The Mourinho side would never concede 4 goals. So, but the attacking side, they gave us what we used to know about Chelsea. Palmer for me, man, that guy. I just think Man City have lost a gem. They should have just have a way of loaning him to Chelsea. But Chelsea, your game, Palmer, nice game. One of the best game of the season, if not the best for me. It's the best for the season yet. But I know we still have 38 game week to go, so we are still open for more. I'm good to be here, and nice place of football. We are going to have 2 weeks of dry football international week again.
I tell you, they're already. You're welcome, Bishop, once again. You're welcome, Bishop. Robbie, I can tell you are live. Robbie, talk to me.
Good evening. It's good to be on the program. And I will quickly just pick it up from this particular one. I really don't know what whoever it is that sanctioned that deal for Cole Palmer was thinking. And I think that person really needs to tender a letter of resignation with immediate effect. Because for you to sell a young man that proved his mettle, that was against Arsenal in the Community Shield, because he was very, very instrumental to the goal that was scored in that Community Shield final. And for you to have sold him to a direct rival, somebody somewhere was not thinking. And I think I will congratulate Chelsea for more or less getting at least this signing right, because everything good about Chelsea right now is coming from that young man, and I tell you, he's playing his heart currently for the Blues. So I say congratulations to Chelsea, and of course, it was a wonderful game we saw yesterday.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic game. But I'm going to ask this guy, Okwe Adebari, all the way from United Kingdom. Okwe, I can tell you are live.
The Dawn.
Yeah, bro.
It's a pleasure to be on ISTV. Big shout out to everyone in the studio, right?
Yeah, you're welcome to the show. Okwe Adebari, I can tell you, Chelsea are fuming. They are ready. They are not fuming this time around. They are happy. They are joyful. Beautiful game of football on Sunday. I can tell you, Kule will tell you, let them get away. Let them go and sit down. What are we talking about? Kule, you're alive. What's going on, bro? You're alive. Chelsea.
Yeah.
Noise. Tell them something to calm down.
Well, yeah, it wasn't something I expected. I actually thought, okay, it was going to be one of those. I expected it to be end to end, but I never expected to see 8 goals, let alone 4-4. But I think it goes to show that, I don't know. Let me just say this: if I'm going to pick something from it, I think ManCity might actually be hitting a lot of trouble in the coming years, because Robbie said something about Cole Palmer, that the person who sold Palmer should be sanctioned. I don't think so, because you ask yourself, where does Palmer want to play in that current City team where Guardiola is spoiled for choice? So that's why I think they have no choice but to sell. I mean, you look at it that it is this same City that sold Sterling to Chelsea, sold Palmer to Chelsea, they've sold Zinchenko, they've sold Gabriel Jesus, and you can see how these teams have improved. So maybe it could be City's undoing, but then you have to look at it that City build good players, but it just gets to a point where Guardiola cannot fit them. There's just no space. I mean, you look at even some of the young players that are coming up, like this Oscar Bob, there's Rico Lewis, but they don't really see much game time. Very soon, you might see that Oscar Bob. Who knows? Maybe Tottenham might come for him, and before you know it, he improves. Even Rico Lewis, his place is not guaranteed. You look at João Cancelo; he's on loan at Barcelona, and he has improved Barcelona. So I think ManCity are just going to be improving sides one way or the other, and maybe it might come back to bite them, because, well, it's part of what Guardiola has done. It's good, but when you build so many players that are so good, you have to end up selling them, and when they go to another club, and it will come back and bite you one way or the other. So maybe that's what is already happening now.
All right, Kule, you're welcome to the show. Maso, go and just calm down. Let's hear from the Chelsea fans. All right, guys, smash the like on the video anywhere you're watching from. Please subscribe. You just jam this video anywhere. Please subscribe. This is ISTV. You're welcome to the show. We call this Monday Sport Review. Let's quickly look at what we have. I think Eiz, you are live as well. Eiz joining us. Eiz also live here with us. Eiz, what's going on? You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's good to be on the show, man.
Yeah, let's show them. Eiz. Let's show them. Tell Chelsea fan, calm down. Come on. All right, people, let's go for this. Let's quickly look at the paper talk for today. We have some exclusive messages. Paper talk here today. We have Konsa, Palmer, and Lewis called up to England squad. There's going to be an international break. I wonder why Sterling is not here. Sterling, I don't know why. Well, Prof, let me start up with you first. On Palmer, Lewis, Konsa called to England squad. Where is Sterling?
Yeah, that's a question that I think we must ask Gareth Southgate. Am I clear? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a question for Gareth Southgate. I don't know why he executed Raheem Sterling, but they call up to Palmer, Lewis, and Konsa. I think it's as a consequence of Lewis Dunk, James Maddison, and I don't know. I think another player who pulled out of the English national team. That's why these three have been called, and deservedly so. We've seen that we've been alluding to what Palmer has been doing so far since he signed up for Chelsea. Has been the talisman, taking so much pressure on himself to carry that team, along with Raheem Sterling. So for me as a Chelsea fan, I don't have a problem with Sterling staying at home back in Cobham and resting for 2 weeks and training and getting ready for the heavy fixtures of December. But for the English national team, I don't know. I can't make sense of it. How Marcus Rashford is being called up and Raheem Sterling is at home. It makes absolutely no sense. So, that's a question for Gareth Southgate to answer.
All right, thank you on that. Anyways, we'll still come back to. I don't want to talk about Chelsea fan yet. All right, I think Alonso also Leverkusen equal Guardiola's Bayern's record. Prof. Don't go yet, Prof. You can see Leverkusen, this man, Alonso, is doing so well. He's doing
He's
so
doing
well in
also
Bayern.
he's doing fantastically well in the Bundesliga at this moment in time. I think 11 wins from 13 games.
Yeah.
So far. I think I read something today. He has equaled the same number of the highest number of wins in the first 13 games that he had in 2011 when he played under Pep. So he has done that as a player and also done it as a manager. So right now at this moment in time, you're looking: is it possible? Can Leverkusen do it? Can they snatch that title from Bayern? We all know that it's Bayern's heritage. They collect they get this title year in year out. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. Going head to head with Thomas Tuchel. I think it's been an absolutely amazing job right now in Leverkusen. The striker, De Boniface, the Nigerian boy, scoring left, right, and center. So we hope to see. It's going to be an interesting one. I want to look out for in that.
All right.
I think that's what is going on there. Yeah.
All right, let me talk to Bishop on this Maguire story. He says he feels vindicated over decision to stay at Manchester United. Do you agree with that, Bishop? On Maguire says he's vindicated. Can you imagine? He said, "Abi, wait till we go talk now." Maguire.
Okay, so he's lucky that some first team player are on injury, and then some of them are off form. If not, he wouldn't have even played at least. He wouldn't have even played any minute again, only for England. But yeah, he can come out and say, but his performance, based on what I've seen so far with him and Evans, I will still rate Evans ahead of him, which Evans is even older than him. But I don't know by next season, I don't want to say Man U. I don't know how they will do it, but I know this season it will be here. But next season, we don't want to say Man U. But it's not being vindicated. You have been vindicated by the injury to first team player, not by your performance. His performance as, yes, maybe average, but we expect more from you. So he has not been vindicated at all.
All right. I'm just laughing. Kule, I don't want you to say something yet on Maguire. Yeah, I know it's a friend. So my guy.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, what I would say is, Bishop is right that he, the injuries to players has given him that chance. But I feel the reason why he's vindicated for him is, I still see it as the key reason is that the captaincy was taken off him. That captaincy was too big for him to handle. And I think that was why we were saying, but now that the captaincy is off him, there is less pressure. And I think I'm kind of happy now, because now, even though Manchester United are still not at their best, you can't pin a defeat on him. You understand, like we used to do before, because he's not making mistakes. Rather, we are even seeing him, even when United are kind of in shambles defensively, you're actually seeing Maguire doing the things that were expected of him, like doing those last-ditch tackles, making good passes. His decision making seems to be better. He doesn't shake, he doesn't fidget, and all like that, like before. So I think maybe that captaincy, removing the captaincy of him, is the factor. And I think that's fine. And if he can continue to do like this, I mean, no problem. I mean, it goes to show that he's putting in a good shift while our other defenders are injured. And I hope he can continue with it, because it's really good and it will help the team in getting results.
All right. Okay, I want you to talk on this Cole Palmer, some insights about this great guy. I think he's on fire. Okay, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, definitely loud and clear. Cole Palmer is one of those players that has come through the English academy, and not just at club level, but also at international level, and he has been consistent. Over the summer, he was part of the under-20 squad that won the Euros, and then he came into the season wanting to play first team football, because obviously he felt he had such a good tournament. Lucky enough, during the week, Pep Guardiola did also reveal that as at 1 year ago, Cole Palmer already said, he's ready to leave, despite the fact that Riyad Mahrez was at the last year of his contract and was going to leave. But he made up his mind that he knew how good he was and he wanted to play first team football. I think we need to give kudos to Pochettino and his scouts, or should I say whoever helps him with player recruitment, for taking advantage of the situation there. Because the first step is to identify a player that matches your specifications. And if we've looked at the track record of Poch, well, maybe if we specify more on Spurs, he likes one attacking winger who's got a good eye for goal, and he always wants one creative winger. On the right side, Madueke is not creative, he's more attacking. They had and then they had these young boys that came in from Brazil, the likes of Diego and the other guy that's in France as well, playing for Strasbourg. So definitely they did not match this talent ID. He needed someone of that caliber. Cole Palmer was available, and the deal was done. And I think it was good money, if you ask me, and it was a good deal for both parties. Business-wise, it was a good deal for both parties. And I don't think Manchester City loses anything by, selling Cole Palmer. They've got more talents in their academy. But I think it's worthy to just give praise to Cole Palmer because he has pushed through the system. And when he felt he was ready to be a first-team player, he didn't shy on it. And now he's making the most of his opportunity and he's shining for Chelsea. In the words of Peter Drury on Sunday, Man City's boy became Chelsea's man.
All right. Let's quickly move on. Thank you so much, Okwe, on that. With this, let's quickly run the result for the weekend. Wolves beating Spurs. Also, Arsenal losing to Burnley. Sorry, I'm just joking. Hey, he's who come for me now. I said Arsenal losing to Burnley.
The joke no sweet. No sweet.
All right, Everton. They continue their good performance over the weekend. Their good run so far right now. They're beating Crystal Palace away from home, and Manchester United, the best club in England right the moment. Manchester United won. Luton 0. That was we'll talk about it. And also Burnley is going to beat Newcastle. Is one of our talking points tonight. Aston Villa they played Fulham with 3-1. Brighton 1-1 with Sheffield United. Liverpool 3-0 to Brentford. And also West Ham beating Nottingham Forest 3-2. And also the big epic game for the weekend, Chelsea 4-4. That's where we're going to start off from the review of that game. Chelsea beating Manchester. Prof, you didn't happy when I say beating.
It felt like a win.
Yeah. It looks like a win. Yeah. So I'm going to start with you, Prof. Yeah, I'm going to start with you, Prof, on that one. Chelsea 4-4 to Man City. All of us, I'm telling you, I wasn't expecting this game to be. Chelsea came out. It was a surprising game to me. Let me start with you, Prof. Where do you want to start from with this game?
Where do I start? First off, it is one of the all-time Premier League classics, no doubt about it. The way that game panned out, what an exciting game from start to finish. City took the lead. We saw the way they took the lead. For me, it was suspect. A lot of people have come out to say Anthony Taylor, wanted to ruin that game by awarding a penalty for a challenge which was very, very soft. Look at the big man Haaland against the little Cucurella, and they were pulling each other back and forth. And Haaland took the opportunity to go to ground, and Anthony Taylor pointed to the spot. I think it was an atrocious decision by him, but the Chelsea players were not faced by it. They picked up themselves, as we have seen this season. They went down a goal against Liverpool as well, and they did the same thing. They came back against Spurs. They went down 1 goal. They came back, and they were like, okay, let's do it again, and they did, and came back into the game with a fantastic header from from Thiago Silva, the legend of the game at 9. Pulling such a great goal out of his heart is very, very commendable, and returned it. And from then on, the game was end to end. It was very, very, it was a serious stretch, and then Chelsea took the lead again, 2-1 with Raheem Sterling, Reece James, Cole Palmer picking up a beautiful pass to Reece James, Vadio messed it up. James squared it for Sterling, who got the better of Walker. I must say, Raheem Sterling was a different animal yesterday. He had Walker on toast all match. Was really dazzling him, destroying him left, right, and center. I think Raheem Sterling had a personal, obviously has a personal beef for Manchester, for his former team. He took it upon himself to raise his game for that match. So we all saw the goals, and then City came back with Akonji, and with Haaland again, and then Chelsea had to score a goal from Nicholas Jackson, and right there and there at the 84th minute when Rodri played that, 85th minute when Rodri played that strike, and it took a huge deflection from Thiago Silva. I was watching it, I was still saying to myself, it's going to be a loss. I would take this loss with great pride. I was already preparing what I would say, it's a great. But then, Raheem Sterling picked up the ball, found Armando Broja, he sold the dummy to Luis Diaz, who took it, and then the Brentford pointed to the spot, and I was up and running. I was jubilating. I knew that Kopama would do something. Kopama would have a say on that game. And what I want to point out is, while the penalty was being awarded, there was a lot of back and forth from the players, the likes of Disasi and Jackson squaring up with Kai Walker. There was a lot of square up, and that can easily affect a young boy, 20-year-old boy. The boy already has enough pressure on him, playing against Man City, his former side, and to be there waiting for about 2-3 minutes, and then there was a lot of shithousery from Haaland. I saw Haaland walk up to him and was smiling at him, giggling, telling him, getting into his head, playing mind games with him, and for Kopama to keep his head at that moment, to put that boy, I knew that was the moment that boy, I knew I was going to mark that boy for greatness. Kopama is going to be one of the best players in Premier League, no doubt about it, because that boy has serious eyes in his veins, to be very honest. So I know that was the moment for me, and he put it top corner, decided the game, and it was just an amazing, pure entertainment. I just learned right now that Rhys James does release Jeremy Doku from his pocket, because he had Jeremy Doku in his pocket all day today.
Look at this one.
He had released it because, I don't know how to read it. Some people were saying Jeremy Doku.
Oh my God.
For Rhys James might play 10 games in a season, right? He might miss more than half of the games with injury. But that 10 games, you're getting a world-class performance from him, and you saw what he did. Another shout out to Gallagher, who was
please. Is there anyone to tackle Prof? Please, you can talk.
Let him finish.
We bought Caicedo for 100, Enzo for 100, but the man who we have for free, Gallagher, always has been stealing the show from the shine from 3 to 4, 5 games ago now. He has been on top of it, being the best midfielder in that Chelsea team. I want to give kudos to Gallagher because a lot of Chelsea fans wanted him out. Another kudos to Kukureya, who also has really raised his game. So yes, I'm so excited about the performance. We're not excited about the draw. Don't get us wrong. The draw is a bad. We don't want draws. We don't do draws in Chelsea. But the performances have increased. The performances has improved, and I'm really excited about that performance. And I feel like with likes of Nkunku to come back, Chelsea are going places, no doubt about it. 4 big teams, none has been able to get the win against Chelsea. So I'm very, very happy with what Pochettino is doing with that team, and we're going places.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Actually, I wanted someone to talk about Sheye. I know you're also a Chelsea fan, but what's your do you think this is the time for Chelsea to now raise their game, or do you think what should we be expecting? Back to square one or something? Sheye, talk to me.
Yeah, well, obviously the biggest challenge for them is to play with the same intensity against teams that play low blocks. And in some instances, we've actually seen them do that in fits and starts. For instance, against Brentford a couple of weeks back, where for the first 30-35 minutes, I think we saw what Chelsea want to do in terms of pinning Brentford back, pressing with intensity, counter-pressing effectively, giving little away. But obviously, after a while, and this has been the issue I've pointed out a few times this season, that at times they tend to lose belief in what they are doing. But against City, and just speak up from where Prof left off, they came back 3 times in that match, which in the previous season it was a challenge for them to come from behind. Anytime they fell behind, they tended to lose. They've played against the they played against four of the so-called big six sides, and they won one and drawn three. Last season, they lost six of those 10 fixtures. They drew only four. They didn't win any. So obviously, for a side that is young, for a new side, this is it seems like green shoots. It's little steps, baby steps in the right direction, and obviously, if they can build on this, then they can obviously achieve something pretty decent this season.
All right, Bishop, you have something to say about this this game?
So,
everybody's going to say. I mean, have one or two things to say because
it's good.
Now they are going to win the league the way they are. I mean,
it's good. It's good that they are like this. I like it was a very good game. So just classic game. Attacking wise, we enjoyed it. Defensive wise, there were some questionable defense, like the last penalty that Chelsea got. Why come in sliding like that in that kind of match? How do you come in sliding like that? So some professionals should be even questioned in the tackle that they gave. So just kudos to some players, but then just talk about Palmer. This is his first senior season in a club that is playing a first team. So let's yes, he has done well so far, but let's see how the season ends. Then we'll see how he progresses from there. We don't know if he's an injury player because he has not played a full season as a first team player in any club before. So let's see, because injury is a major part of football. As you can see, Madison, he was all over the place when he started. But now injury, we know he's an injury player. When he started, I said, this guy, you can't trust Madison. He's just like Partey in Arsenal. You can't trust these guys with your season. They're gonna crush your hope. So let's just give it time. For Enzo and Casedo, they should look at Carragher and be ashamed of themselves. Carragher was overhauled the place playing. I'm saying if Nkuku should come back, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I feel if Nkuku comes back, I don't think Carragher can go to the bench. It's one of them that will drop. Enzo or Casedo, one of them will have to drop because Carragher is giving his all. His passion. He might not be as skillful as them. He might not be as effective, but he's giving his all. You can see him playing with passion every time. So I don't know who is going to drop because I know Ikuku is not sitting on the bed for so long. Maybe in the first 3-4 weeks, he might sit on the bed just to get his fitness. After then, he's getting into that first team. Who is dropping? I don't know. So for
that's
Chelsea,
another
and again,
thing.
Chelsea play, they should try and beat the small team. They've shown that they can mix it with the big guys, but the small guys give them problem. Look at Brentford. They tried everything to score Brentford, but they couldn't score. Just too short on target for Brentford, and everything went south for them. So they should try and also beat the small team. And if they can do that, the season is not over yet. They can still win this league if they play well. And not yes, the season is not over. It's just how many matches. No, point wise, mathematically.
Arsenal no go agree. Arsenal people no go agree.
For me, if Chelsea can brush up their defense, Pochettino always have issue with his defense. If he can brush up his defense, it will be a title con. But that defense is nothing. I don't know what's happening, but it needs to brush up that defense. But for the attack, they are good to go.
I'm telling you, all right, it's over to you. They said Chelsea can still win this league. Do you agree? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you. Bishop and his analysis at times. I'm sure he's trying to use that to spite us now, but it's allowed, man.
Yeah, you get the point.
We've been in this game for a long time, man.
Bishop and his savage. I'm just laughing right here.
All right.
And I'm sure Shea and Prof will be thinking he's got their side. But that's by the way. For me, I said on Friday, I mentioned on Friday that I'll just sit on the fence as a neutral to watch a very good game. And I gave my analysis on Friday saying, depending on the tactics Guardiola would use, and the Jeremy Doku's tactics didn't work. Maybe Jeremy Doku is not that kind of player that is suited for the big games, because this season you could see that he has faltered whenever he's called upon to come and play the big games. The one in my memories, Chelsea and Arsenal, because when he came on, even against the Zinchenko, he couldn't do anything. And you could also see him against Chelsea for how many minutes, 50-something minutes. The only reasonable thing he did was when he won the corner for ManCity. And ManCity equalized with that corner kick. I think that's just the only thing I could pick out from what they did. But looking at the game from an outside perspective, I'm a neither fan of Man City or Chelsea. But as an Arsenal fan, the results, I'm happy because it makes the gap between Arsenal and Man City drop to 1 point. And at the time, it looks as if Chelsea was going to nick the win. And I'm just going to cite what Bishop said. They need a lot of work on the defense. Like I stated on the WhatsApp group earlier today, there's a lot of work to be done. I know as a Chelsea fan, they will be gassed right now. The performance, looking at the eye test, the eye test alone against Man City was something they can take home. But after that game, the next couple of games, they face Newcastle at St. James's Park. I don't know if it's Stamford Bridge or St. James's Park, but Newcastle too is a very, very tough opponent to play. They too, they are physical. So it's another game, it's another test. Will they be able to pass that test? And we've seen it happen after 11 or among these 11 games they played. When they raise the bar, the following fixture, they fall. And they fall really. At least I'm not throwing any shades at Chelsea. This is a fact that I'm speaking. Against Arsenal, lovely performance against Arsenal, dominated for like 60 minutes of that game, thinking, okay, they were going to win. They couldn't hold it, they drew. We thought they were going to raise up the ante. Brentford at home, and we saw how they collapsed, even if they dominated for the first 30, 35 minutes, as Shea said. But Man City, a very, very poor performance. I'll give credit to both teams, not wanting to lose, because that's another credit you need to give to both teams, not wanting to lose, not taking the L, at least sharing the spoils. But there are a lot of red flags. Man City, the last time they conceded this much was against Manchester United last season, 6-3 at the Etihad. And ever since then, they've conceded less, maybe 1 or 2, but conceding 4 at the Stamford Bridge, it just shows. Another thing I saw in that game was Rodri. Conspiracy theories going out that Rodri don't tend to be effective whenever there is no John Stones. But I think, I mentioned it earlier in the season that when Rodri missed 3 games and Man City capitulated, maybe this is a framework for any team that will want to beat Man City. Just ensure you take Rodri out. And I think Chelsea did that perfectly. Run Rodri rugged. Rodri couldn't understand what was happening. I think the pace was too much for him. Or maybe Chelsea came in with the mindset or maybe Man City came in with the mindset thinking it's Chelsea now, we're going to beat them. And they got it all wrong. But kudos to both teams. Gave us an entertaining game. Some might call it all-time classic, but I beg to differ. That can be there are a lot of all-times we've seen it even in the 90s, even before we started watching football. But it could be placed in that category of a classic game. A good one to both teams, and we hope they continue to do well in their respective game. That's just all I have to say for that game.
All right, that's a very good one. That's a very good one. Let's look at the table. Man City is still on top of the table. That's 28 points. Liverpool also having a good game over the weekend. They have 27 points. Arsenal also sharing the same points with Liverpool. Tottenham, we'll still come back to that anyway. 26 points. Look at Manchester United. Kunle, we are in 6th position, but we are not convincing. I don't think we are convincing yet, but we are just winning the game. We are 21 points.
Yeah. And, we are winning games. And I just want to touch on something. I think, was it Sheye or was it Bishop that said something about Chelsea struggling against low block teams, right? And the thing is, these are the smaller teams in stature, So Chelsea can maybe brag about the fact that, okay, they are getting wins against the top teams, but it's not going to give you the points. You are going to face more of the smaller teams, those smaller teams in stature. Look at that Brentford now that beat them. Manchester United managed to beat them, even though Brentford had Brentford had the lead, and it was like they were almost going to win. But Manchester United came out from nowhere in injury time and got it. Those are one of the reasons why Manchester United are where they are on the field. Now, yes, Manchester United have struggled against top 6. They've not even gotten a single point. But imagine if they had lost against the top 6 and now lost against some of those low block teams. Like Luton. Imagine if they lost to Luton. This was a Luton that drew Liverpool. Imagine if they didn't get 3 points. I don't think Manchester United would be where they are. So I think it only emphasizes the thing that you need to get those points, whichever way possible. Just get it. As you get those wins, as you get those points, I think confidence will be growing, and maybe the manager will see where he can tweak things, and even player confidence will come in, and maybe from there good performances will come. But the first major point is get those 3 points.
All right. Kule, thank you so much. I'm switching over to this game, Wolves versus Spurs. And Okwe, I want you to tell me something about this game, about Spurs. The way do you think Spurs, they're on the way down? They're not in trouble?
Well, on our private forum, I was discussing it. I threw it out there in the open that with the absentees to Mickey van der Ven and James Maddison, what will become of Spurs? I was even thinking long term. I didn't know that it would be immediate, but there were also suspensions to the likes of Romero and Udogi, as whichever way is meant to be pronounced. And there were a couple of players who deputized for Spurs for the first time this season. And at the end of the game, Postecoglou actually said that for some players it's a lack of proper match fitness. And to me, I put the blame on him, because I feel that as a top 6 side in the Premier League, I don't think you can really afford not to rotate your squad as often as possible, or any opportunity you get to rotate the squad, you should rotate the squad, because injuries could happen at any time, suspensions could come. You can't really predict these scenarios. So the point is that if there's any player on your bench, whenever they do come on to play for your team, there should be no drop in quality. There should be synergy. I mean, so far, it seems that it's only Manchester City and Arsenal in the top 6 teams that have been able to do this. Outside the top 6, I think it's only Brighton that we can say that, they would field any team, and that team will still replicate the same quality of football that team is capable of playing. So I think that's the problem for Spurs. They do need to get these players into rhythm, the likes of Eric Dyer, the likes of Ben Davies, the likes of Bentancur, the likes of Giovanni Lo Celso and Brian Hill. They need to give these guys more minutes so that they can be able to impact the team in the way that Postecoglou wants to play football.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Sorry, John. Yeah, just a quick one. I just want to add what a question. Ange Postecoglou is the fanboy of English media, and we saw what he did in Chelsea. Come on, 2 men down, playing that high, and getting thumped against Wolves. The imprint was there, 1-0 for the entire 90 minutes, and you just had 6 minutes to seal out that game. But it was still adamant. I was watching one stuff on YouTube, and I heard that from the generation of the former Leeds United manager, what's his name? That always stood. Thank you. Always going gung ho, not wanting to, for me, Spurs had that game wrapped up. 90 minutes, 6 minutes to go. Just seal it and keep the points at bay. And you still went out attacking, thinking you could still score more goals. And I think Spurs right now, the media is pushing them to a place of doom. That's just my own personal opinion, because they look at what happened against Chelsea. Even I, that I don't have a FIFA badged, a FIFA badge certificate as a manager, I cannot set up a team like that when I am 2 men down. And you could still hear all the praise being allotted to him. He did well. What a fantastic formation. What a fantastic setup, even going 2 men down. Though some criticized him, but majority was praising him. The same thing happened against Wolves. 90 minutes, 6 minutes to go. Just wrap the game and move on. He was still playing the attacking game. I just feel Spurs, at this juncture, the media would lead them to their doom. And if Ange continues this style, it's a pity. I don't even see them making that top 4.
Yeah, Prof.
Just to add
to that.
About the fact that he doesn't rotate, I want to give him the benefit of that, because against the Carabao Cup, and Postecoglou made a lot of changes. He fielded likes of Giovanni Lo Celso and Eric Dyer and Ben Davies and co. And we could see what happened. They went out of the cup, and since then he's stuck with his first 11. I think the team that he has now, we must not forget that this is his first season. and they got their Hurricane money. They spent it very wisely. Bought the likes of Vicario, Van de Ven, Madison, very, very wisely. But they don't have the same quality on the bench. So when these first team players are out, they drop off in quality. They drop off from Madison to the so the drop off of Van de Ven to Dyer, it is really massive. So that is why he personally cannot afford to rotate anyhow, because this is Premier League and no games are easy. No games are easy. So, and he needs 3 points. So I wouldn't blame him for sticking with his first 11. And it's unfortunate that they've got his injury problems. I think he's going to be fine. He has to find a way, like he said, to find a way to cope and be a little bit more pragmatic. I don't see him doing that. He has come out to the media and says he has one style. If he had 5 players, he said that's how he will play, even with 5 players on the pitch. So this is him wanting to instill that pattern of play. And I personally don't blame him, because I think in this first season, you have to get that mentality into these players. You have to let them get used to this style of play. And when they are used to it and it's their bread and butter, then you can now start tweaking it a little bit. So that's what I think he's doing. And I think he's doing a fantastic job. I think he'll bounce back.
All right. I want to switch over to Bournemouth. That was a surprising win over the weekend over Newcastle. And I'm going to call one person, Robbie. Robbie.
Yes, I can hear you. For Newcastle Bournemouth, this is one very disappointing game for me. Because and of course, I think I would add a little bit of myth to it, because Nubian Prince, about 2 weeks ago, when we saw that shambolic or that so-called robbery between Newcastle and Arsenal, let me quote Nubian Prince. He said he would never wish Newcastle the very best, and I think Okpe also said the same thing. Was it last week or thereabout? So for Newcastle, I don't know. Maybe if you ask Eddie Howe, would he have rather lost that game to Arsenal or drawn that game and win in the Champions League and also win in the EPL? I think he probably would have said yes, because the way they have gone about losing both games has been terrible. 2-0 against the Borussia Dortmund. This is one side that, even in the German Bundesliga, if you know what you're doing, you should be able to beat Borussia Dortmund. They are not as strong as they used to be in time past. And this is one team right now that does not even have one star in particular. Back then, you had the likes of Sancho, you had the likes of Bellingham, you had the likes of Erling Haaland playing for Borussia Dortmund. But right now, even Marco Reus is more or less like an old war horse that is very close to more or less hanging up his boots. So for that loss against Dortmund, I think it was a very, very bad one for them. Coming to the EPL against Bournemouth, this was the team that was smashed by Liverpool. And looking at the kind of personnel that Newcastle have, you would more or less want to go to bed and wake up to see the full-time score, where Newcastle probably maybe dispatched Bournemouth by 3-0, or maybe 4-0, or even by 2-0, and they got smashed themselves. And it just tells you that as it is, football is just one game that if you take your eyes off it, well, you might miss something right there. For the Eddie Howe, the international break came at a very good time for him, so that he can assess whatever it is that is wrong with the squad and, of course, with the players, and try as much as possible to fix it as fast as he can. At a point in time in the Champions League, they were on top of the table, but right now they are the foot of their group. And for Kule came out and said, "Oh, okay, maybe Newcastle are onto something right there." But it seems that the realities of the UEFA Champions League is staring them in the face. Are they going to beat PSG away in France? I doubt it. Are they going to beat AC Milan? Well, maybe because of a change in coach or whatever it is that is going on with the club, maybe they can fancy their chances. But that match against PSG is one match I don't think they are going to win. So back to the EPL for Newcastle, it was a disappointing outing for them against arguably one of the weakest sides in the EPL. And looking at the kind of players that Newcastle have, you would expect them to get at least a point from that game. But they didn't even get a goal. And of course, they lost. For me, the loss was an embarrassing one for Eddie Howe and Newcastle. That is my thought about that game.
All right, thank you so much.
I must quickly add, please, the dog, because it's very good we analyze the game on in perspective. One part that Robbie has refused to touch is the 12 injured players that the team like Newcastle have suffered. They've suffered 12 injuries. During the game, Mikel Amron went out. I think if you put that on any team, I don't care which team you're talking about, if it's a Barcelona, if it's a Madrid, you take out 12 of your best players, you suffer straight away. And this is the Premier League. So I'm sympathize with Eddie Howe. I don't think if he has his best, the likes of Isaac, Amaron, the likes of Barnes and Tonali. Tonali is a huge loss. Guimaraes was out. If you have these players, he dispatches Bournemouth with ease. So I think we have to sympathize with him from that perspective.
Kunle, he says wants to say something about the Newcastle game.
Yes. What I...
no, carry on when you're done. When you're done, I'll
okay, yeah. Okay, so what I just wanted to say is, yes, in as much as Newcastle they have a lot of injuries and all. I think I kind of see Eddie Howe, trying to kind of like be more cautious, which I think is what has kind of not let him get results, because I think it's very clear that, despite the fact that Newcastle are down, that team can still actually play very well. And why do I say this? I remember they used a fringe side against Manchester United in the EFL Cup, and they beat them 3-0. And I mean, it's not like as if the Manchester United side was Manchester United's fringe side. I think, because if I remember correctly, I think the likes of Casemiro played. I don't know. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka played, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they need to have a goal. And I think that's something that we didn't see, when they played Borussia Dortmund, even against Bournemouth. Maybe they are beginning to think because they have so many players out injured that they try to be more on the defensive or something. But I think it's not really going to work for them. So what I think is they should try to have more of a go, because I mean, against the likes of Bournemouth, yes, you have a lot of players injured, but you can have a go at them and get a result. But if you are kind of being timid and not really wanting to come out and take chances, I mean, so if you play Crystal Palace next, what's going to be and like you said, the Champions League is coming, and you need to get results against PSG and Milan. If you don't do that, then their season will just implode. So I can understand Eddie Howe's tactics, but I feel he can still have a go, because those players have it in them they can do it. So rather than try to sit back and soak pressure, no, try to have a go and see what it try and be like Ange Postecoglou in a way, at least it's gotten in the points. Yeah, try to be like him in a way, maybe when you have the lead, then you can lock up or something, but don't try to sit back from start to finish. If you try to do that from the very beginning, I think it's going to come back and bite you.
But okay, yeah, thank you so much. Bishop, you're saying something about which you don't want to talk about the injury. I mean, we see, everybody's complaining.
When a team lose, there's always an excuse. When Arsenal lost to West Ham, they said they didn't play their first team. When they came to Old Trafford to beat Man U, everybody said Man U was a useless team. Now they lost to Bournemouth. All of a sudden, the injury is the reason they lost. When they are playing hard, look at the match they played with Arsenal. It was like a UFC match. They were just pushing those boys around. That's how Newcastle play. You don't expect not to have injury with the way you play. The same thing with Tottenham. When you play attacking football, they run 90 minutes. Do you think it's easy to run 90 minutes? That is the effect. So you should prepare for that. Prepare for injury. Just like Aston saying, Partey is injured. That's why we are not playing well. So is this the first season Partey is using with them, or the second season? Excuse is not part of football. Injury is part of the
Bishop. Bishop, 12 players. 12 players. That's almost an entire exile plus an extra player, although they don't have an injured keeper. But that's a lot now. That's a lot.
How many of those 12 injured Newcastle players are actually first team players?
That's what I'm going to. I just
there are a good number of them. Guimaraes, Ishak, Almiron. No. Almiron. Because Dan Bond. Botman.
Hold on now. Let's start.
Okay, Almiron. Are you sure Almiron?
Tonali is injured.
I'll provide the screenshot for you.
Tonali is suspended. Yeah, Tonali is suspended. Yeah.
Tonali is injured. Barnes is injured. Amiron is injured.
Tonali is not injured. Tonali was a self-afflicted injury.
He's suspended, but he's out. And he has been very influential.
I just want to share my own light. I just want to share my own light on this. Yes.
So I mean, it's a lot. I think Anthony Gordon. Gordon didn't play against. If I'm not mistaken,
Anthony Gordon played. He played. Let's support this thing. Joelinton played.
Okay, yes, he played 9. Yes, he played 9. Yes, I remember that. But Joelinton, yeah, okay.
When they played Man U,
go ahead.
Okay. What I just wanted to add to all this is, I know we are all opinionated and everybody has his own opinions to things and see things their own way. But the thing is, what I would not like is objectivity. Why shift a goalpost for a particular team? But when it gets to a particular team, you don't care if they're injured or not. Once they lose, you laugh at them. Hey, they've lost. Manchester United, from the beginning of the season, have been plagued with one issues or the other. Players not being available, players fighting manager, players being suspended, rape issue and all that, injury. Manchester United went through the storm. When they lost, we all come and laugh at them. We never said that ETH does not have all players at his disposal. Do you understand? And I've noticed this thing, especially when it comes to the EPL. Newcastle, Tottenham, they're like the fan boys, people that, they rob them like, they rob them in cotton wool. No, let's praise them. I'm going to cite on what Bishop said. If you have injuries, that's why you sign how many players. That's why you register how many players to start the season. And moreover, when they went to Manchester United in the Carabao Cup to defeat Manchester United, we didn't hear this story of they have 12 players out. We all laughed at Manchester United. We all praised Newcastle. And I'm going to piggyback to last season when Arsenal, and I'm going to cite that as an example, when Arsenal lost Saliba, when Arsenal lost Gabriel Jesus, Nketiah headed the front line for 3 months. Even got to a time, Nketiah even got injured. We didn't have Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus. Trossard had to play in that front line. The heat was piled on us. You must not bottle the league. You must not do this. You must not do that. Nobody came out with that issue of, you had injuries. Okay, we can understand that. So regardless of, like I said in the beginning of my statement, everybody is opinionated. But in the case of Newcastle, I don't think that is a squad that came out against Bournemouth was okay enough to dispatch Bournemouth, with all due respect. Maybe the game didn't go their way. Maybe whatever happened that day didn't go their way. Bournemouth won. But now coming here to say injuries, it's not acceptable, in my own opinion. I dare to say.
All right, let's move on.
Sorry, Leon, finally, sorry. On the final note, Leon, sorry to say. Please, when we speak about objectivity, I think objectivity demands us putting into consideration that this is Newcastle. This is their first season in Champions League with players like Dan Barnes. These players have not played Champions League football. I think we are being ironical in the way we are analyzing. We are speaking about objectivity. Objectivity is considered.
This is how many seasons? Arsenal players out.
They have not played Champions League football before. Is Champions League football different? Is Champions League football different? Is the size of the pitch different from the size of the pitch they play in the EPL? Is the ball different in circumference or in weight? Is it? If a team has done well enough last season to qualify for Champions League football and they have ample time to prepare and buy players, what kind of excuse is this? Don't they have? They were not prepared for 12 injuries. They were not prepared for 12 injuries. Really? Okay, because injury writes letters to the club and tell them, okay, we're going to take 12 players off you. They are not prepared for 12 injuries.
when Chelsea was suffering injuries last season, we were losing. Nobody could do anything. I said it on this show. Man United are suffering. That's why.
Prof, I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you if
for a long time.
if Arsenal lost, wait. If Arsenal lost,
I know what it is.
Prof, hold on.
You are losing Saliba to 12. That's incomparable. How can you compare
Hold on. Currently, Newcastle. I just want to ask a question, and I want Prof to answer. I want him to answer on the live show. A lot of people are listening, watching.
All right.
If Arsenal had lost to Burnley on Saturday, currently Arsenal has 8 players out injured, 8 senior players. So the difference of 8 to 12, it's not that much. Hold on. Now, let me finish my question, and I need you to answer. If Arsenal has lost against Burnley 2-0 or maybe 1-0, and we came here on the show to say, oh, the reason Arsenal lost to Burnley was because of the injured players, 8 injured players, what would you say?
Let me answer your question. I said it on the private group. Come back and meet me. I told Okwe to come back and meet me when they have Saka, Martinelli, Declan Rice, Saliba, Ben White. When you have these 6 players, 7 players out at the same time, come back and meet
that's
me.
not the situation of Newcastle. That's not the situation of Newcastle at the moment. That is not the situation of Newcastle. Why are you blowing this in out of proportion? Newcastle, you just mentioned Saka. Hold on. Are you wishing us doom? You mentioned Saka, Rice. Come on. You want the entire first team to go. But not the case of Newcastle. Newcastle out.
I'm just looking at this.
Now you cause this injury issue.
This injury get as the video. It touch everybody.
Sorry, Okwe asked a vital question and nobody answered. And these players, these Newcastle players that are injured, are they first team players? Nobody has answered that question.
Yes, there are some that are first team players, there are some that are not.
Let me mention
the top of them are not.
The bulk of them are first team players. The bulk are first team players. The bulk of them.
How many are the bulk? How many are the bulk?
Wilson, first team players. Amaron. That's the, I mentioned like 7 to
Wilson don't start.
Wilson is not a first
Wilson
player.
don't start.
Wilson
How is Wilson not a first team player? Don't see that, Bishop. This is somebody who has almost 20. You can see he alternates between him and staff. Don't say that.
Wilson is not a first player.
That's like saying Julian Alvarez is not a first team player for ManCity, if not that Kevin De Bruyne.
Nketiah is not a first team player. Nketiah is not a first team player.
Nketiah is the first team player.
How? First team player. How
is Nketiah not player?
Don't worry. Don't judge.
That comes on the bench occasionally. Come on now, guys. Is this another debate?
Kunle,
all right, let's
Kunle,
move on.
we were here 2 weeks ago. No, sorry, we were here 2 weeks ago when we were doing the 11. What's that thing that we normally do for the 2 teams?
Newcastle. By the 11, yeah.
That's where I want us to go.
And we mentioned that day that Wilson and Nketiah are always starting from the bench. So why are we now saying Wilson is a first team player?
No, because we only wanted to, because Wilson kind of has a lot of fun this season.
All right, cool.
That's what I mean.
Out of our time. Let's look at the Please on mute. Okay, now. Leverkusen is at least we've spoken about that. Leverkusen on the top, and Bayern Munich second, Stuttgart. What is wrong with Dortmund? They lost over the weekend as well too.
Can I just say something quickly about Harry Kane? Last season, the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga was between Nkunku and Rudeberg of Werder Bremen. They both scored 16 goals. Harry Kane has played 11 games and has scored 17 goals thus far. I wonder how many goals.
Wow. I'm telling you.
Best loading. Along they all loading.
I'm telling you.
Honestly, I think he deserves the Ballon d'Or, and hopefully Bayern can do well in the Champions League.
Kunle, do you agree? Ballon d'Or.
Look, all this one.
Ballon d'Or, Ballon window ni. Yes, Ballon d'Or nìkan.
See, all this Ballon d'Or are not. Let Harry Kane play his game and let him just enjoy. I feel all these things are just unnecessary distractions, right? Because whether he wins it or not, it doesn't take away his brilliance. And I like the way Harry Kane is a very focused player, and that's why I really loved him when he was at Spurs, because he had all the concentration all the time. And look at what came out of it. Even in Bayern Munich, yes, Bayern Munich is a bigger club, but Bayern Munich is not that kind of club that has that global attention the way you see it from, let's say, Real Madrid or a Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea. But he's going about doing the business, not minding what anyone says. And I think that's the kind of ideal player that I think will fit into any team. He walks in, he does the job, and he gets it. So whether he gets the award or not does not distract him, So let him just continue, please. If they give him the Ballon d'Or, all well and good. If they don't give him, it doesn't take anything away from the season. That's all I would say.
This is just a testament that the Ballon d'Or is a popularity contest award. Haaland scoring 50-something goals in one season, winning a treble, didn't get the Ballon d'Or. Now a Kane scoring whatever how many goals in German league is what to be given the Ballon d'Or. I rest my case.
I don't want Harry Kane to win the popularity contest. Let him just be doing as he's doing without his distractions. Honestly, I would love it. The awards will come for him. The accolades will come. He should just keep on doing what he's doing.
All right, let's move on to the result over the weekend. The Bundesliga, Bayern Munich winning there, Stuttgart also winning. 1-1 Bochum. That's the result for Bundesliga over the weekend. Moving on to La Liga, Girona no gree Okunle. Bishop,
they no gree.
Bishop, you also watch. Bishop, you also watch La Liga, I guess.
Yeah, I do. I do watch.
Look at Girona. They no agree for this league at all. They are still there.
So it's still early days, but we know the three culprits in the La Liga. It will always be between the three of them for now, because of the money, everything they have, the players and everything. Yeah, but it's good to see the small team go head to head with them for the start of the season. But how long can they keep this? I'm seeing some newsletters say, can they do a Leicester? I don't think this is not APL. I don't think they can do a Leicester. Okay, so that
a quick word on Girona.
Leicester happened once in like 50 years. So I don't think this La Liga's 50 years. I don't think so. But I think it's still between the three guys, the three Musketeers: Real Madrid, Barcelona, and
Atletico Madrid. Okay, you're saying something.
Yeah, I think Bishop is I think Bishop is a bit downplaying Girona and their efforts this season. Most people don't really know that Girona is part of the Manchester City group of clubs, and they've been receiving funding from the Etihad group. So they've been able to assemble a decent crop of players to be able to compete at La Liga level, and they've got a very good coach who is tactically sound. And you can see that in the way they play. Definitely, they don't have the same quality players compared to the big three, as Bishop mentioned, but definitely they can give them a run for their money on any good day.
Oh wow, that's a very good insight right there. I didn't know that Girona was so sponsored by Etihad. Serie A, I think Inter Milan there and Juventus all of a sudden from nowhere. Napoli number 4. The Napoleon, that's Sheye. This is your league. Where's Napoli? They are number 4. Are you still convinced they can still? This about 10 points clear. Inter is going on with this league. Shall you talk to me on this?
Yeah. I think I mentioned Napoli's issues on the WhatsApp group a few times this season. I think
that's what I want you to say. I want you to say live right here.
Compared to last season, yeah, obviously not on the same level, and this is where I fault De Laurentiis for his decision to not to give Spalletti an extension. And there were obvious rifts between the manager and the owner, and then the former coach decided to leave at the end of the season. So bringing in Rodi Garcia was a weird call because we know he's not really one of the top coaches, and the other prospect at the time was Igor Tudor. So it was surprising they didn't go for him. They went for Rodi Garcia, and it seems he's on his way out now. Several reports coming out of Italy suggest he's going to be sacked either today or tomorrow. So let's see if they make the right steps, because this season has been a pretty disappointing one because they've been unable to get results consistently on home turf. They fared better on their travels, but at home they've struggled. But at the top we have Inter and Juventus seemingly vying for the title. Milan they've dropped CD points in recent weeks. They lost a 2-goal lead against Lecce over the weekend. They should have actually gone 3 goals ahead, but Tijani Reinders missed a guilted chance to put them 3 goals ahead. And then after halftime, they lost their way. They lost control. The game became end to end, and then they conceded 2 goals, and they should have actually let in a third, but that was disallowed for after a VAR check in the last minute. Juventus, they are getting results, and Allegri has kept saying that their target is 75 points and a top four berth, but obviously they are vying with Inter for the title as it stands. And after the international break, it's a game between Inter and Juventus, first and second. So let's see how it goes. But as it stands, Inter and Juve are the leading sides in Serie A.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much on that. Moving on to the best league of the week, we have nominees from Okwe and also Prof in goal, Neto, Mylenko, and then Lindelof, Van Dijk, Zichenko, Prowse, Trossard, Paqueta, Salah, Elianland, Salin. For Prof, is going with Neto and Rhys James. That's a question mark for me, Rhys James. And Lindelof, another question mark. Wow, Lindelof, yeah, he scored. Well, that's a good one. Van Dijk, Mylenko, Ward-Prowse, Norwood, Palmer, Salah, Sterling, Solanke. I'm going to share my screen. Kunle, do you agree with this nominees?
Yes, I do. I actually do. But I don't know. But I think in Prof's, in Prof's own, instead of Ward-Prowse, I think I would put a Jarrod Bowen there, because this is a guy who, he's kind of like low-key being, I think he's kind of like low-key being West Ham's best player, like, because he knows how to pop up with those important goals. I mean, we've seen players like Mikel Antonio fizzle out, but Bowen is this kind of person that you can actually trust. Not to take anything away from Ward-Prowse. I mean, he's a set piece specialist. He will give the assists and all. But that end product, most times more. Of course, there's Lucas Paqueta, of course. But I think Jarrod Bowen, who has been in West Ham for how many seasons now? I mean, and he's one of the reasons why West Ham are now this consistent under David Moyes, that you can see how strong they are in European competitions and how very solid they are. I mean, where West Ham are now, you can say West Ham are starting or finishing in the top 6. We have a traditional top 6, but with the way West Ham are going, you can actually beat your chest and say West Ham is going to disrupt that top 6, which means maybe
top 6
and all of that. And I said the traditional top 6. That's why I said it seems like West Ham are disruptors. They are disruptors. You understand? And it's because of people like Bowen and the consistency they've shown. So I think I will just add Bowen. That's just from what I've seen. I'll add Bowen into that.
Let's look like our best 11 for the week. All our viewers are waiting for this particular one, and we want to make it epic. So in goal, do we all agree on Neto? Because I think Sheye is saying no. He's saying Pope.
Sheye said Pope that had 2 goals. I don't understand. Let him explain.
No, I think I would agree with Sheye. No, you see, for Pope's own, Pope, despite the fact that Newcastle,
What do you want?
Can we just stop all this? Can we just stop all this?
I'm only trying to.
Ogami, Pope, Cardinal, what are you looking for? What argument do you have for Pope?
Pope made a lot of saves in that game, right? Like,
and so that means did he not concede? Did his team win? He made a lot of saves.
But away from that's not. I'm just trying to make a case for him. But away from Pope, me personally, I think instead of Neto, I think I don't know why people are not making mention of Alisson Becker, because I personally did not expect Liverpool to keep a clean sheet against Brentford. How they were able to keep Brentford quiet.
Exactly, it was Alisson, because that save he made before Liverpool went ahead was vital.
Nah, I mean, I think for me it should be Alisson, because I think if I'm correct, McAllister didn't play. So I think they were a little bit light in middle. So for me, I think Alisson should. I don't know why.
Maybe your tickets cut. That's why.
Neto had more pressure from Newcastle and even had more saves. I think Neto had the most saves over this weekend in the Premier League. Yeah, I think he had 6 or 5.
Are you sure?
If I'm mistaken. So yeah,
really? He had more saves than Pope, really?
All right, Kule. Moving on to
all right.
On the left, say Mylenko. Do we agree with that?
Sorry, Kule. Let me just quickly give my points why I put Mykolenko.
Okay.
So because both Mykolenko and Zinchenko for me were the outstanding left backs from this match day, and for me no right back really stood out. That's why I put Mykolenko at right back and Zinchenko at left back. But I mean, it's debatable.
So
I think I'll go for Mykolenko. I think he was.
Okay, we lost Prof is out.
Please, no City or Chelsea fans should enter that defense. You can't concede 4 goals and be there. I don't care whether you score.
He would have loved for Prof to defend his nomination of his games.
But James provided an assist now. He provided an assist, so maybe that counts.
He still scored before he went off injured.
Yeah, Akonji scored, yeah. But does that count? Should that really count?
We are Chelsea, Man City players should not be in that defense.
Because I'm telling you, what kind of defense is that? All right, on the right.
Me, I think right back. Okay, right back. That right back is.
There's agreement between Prof and I from our selection. I think both of us selected Lindelof and Van Dijk as the standout centre backs.
Centre back with Lindelof.
Oh.
Okay, let me put Lindelof here.
Sorry. Why did Lindelof make the cut? Because he scored.
He scored a
I would actually put Harry Maguire over Lindelof. Not taking away the goal.
I just want to know the basis of why Lindelof made the first 11. Just the basis, really. Manchester United played Luton. Okay.
Yeah, but for me, it was more of an individual performance from Lindelof, not really team performance. And, to be paired up with Harry Maguire again for the first time in maybe 2 years, I think he did pretty well. He held his own, and he managed to even contribute to the goal as well.
All right. So we are picking Lindelof. Van Dijk. Van Dijk. We all agree with
Van Dijk looks like he's back to his 2019-20 best.
Yeah, he played.
I didn't watch that game fully. But I didn't see what Van Dijk. But I really.
He plays so well.
No, he didn't even go out of gear. He didn't even go out of second gear. It was all cool, calm, and collected. He didn't really do much. He didn't really do much.
Yeah. So on the right
That's
back,
what I'm saying. So what
on the right back, what are we choosing? Rhys James? No. Bishop, the right back. Kunle?
No, but no right
with a
back.
62 minutes with a 62-minute appearance, make you enter the first or the best 11.
No, that's why I said
No,
I don't
it's
want Rhys James at all.
So for me, there's no right back that stood out. I don't know, but I would have just. I
think Mikolenko deserves that spot.
No,
Mikolenko is on that side now.
Yeah, it's already here. Yeah,
but sorry about this, but what of I don't.
Everybody picks Mikolenko over Zinchenko. Zinchenko had an outstanding performance as well.
Yeah, Zinchenko has a very good performance as well too. So I'll go for Zinchenko. I'll go to switch it.
But we're all sleeping on Everton, Sha. Kunle, remember, you said Everton was going to go relegation?
Yeah, well, not me though. I don't think did I say they were going to get relegated?
I thought they were going to get relegated. It seems to be that Sean Dyche is currently being able to steady the ship, but then there are many more games to come. Suspensions will still lock in. So let's see how far they can go on with this current form.
All these Coco code are at the back. We have Zinchenko.
They are doing well. Just allow them.
So at the midfield, we have Prowse winning the two nominees right there, and Trossard. That's what I don't know with Norwood.
Sorry, Didon. I'm not seeing one guy's name here. The guy that scored Wolves goal and assisted, Sarabia, what's his name?
Lima. Even the guy that played
Mario Lemina.
Lemina, yeah.
No, the guy that scored the first goal. The guy that scored the first goal, I think it's Sabrina, something like that.
That came in the number 21. I forgot.
He scored one, gave an assist.
Yeah. Yes, he scored one and gave an assist.
What's his name?
Sarabia.
Sarabia.
I'm not saying.
I feel the Wolves number 6 should make. I just feel the Wolves number 6.
The right wing position with Salah, or the left wing, anyone.
Salah scored a brace. Salah should be in this starting 11.
Of course, yes.
Salah is not negotiable.
Yeah, Salah is there.
I feel that Wolves number 6 should be playing in that midfield. Should be in this best 11 team.
But Palmer did something good. Palmer, I think a Chelsea forward should be there. Palmer.
Either Palmer or Sterling.
I think it's between. I think it's between Cole Palmer and Trossard. And then between Mario Lemina and James Ward-Prowse.
That Lemina guy tried also. The guy played this.
So, what do you think now?
Central midfield for me, Jefferson Lemma and James Ward-Prowse.
Okay, Lemma. And Prowse? All these
James Ward-Prowse.
All these Arsenal people, they don't play well at all this weekend.
Lemma of Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth. That guy's good. So who do we put here?
Pablo
Sarabia.
Trossard too was very decent as well.
Trossard, Palmer, Sterling, all of them were. They have a case.
I feel Sterling should be on that left side because he turned Walker into something else. He turned him into pieces. And nobody won. Yeah, nobody won. But I think Sterling gave it performance that day. Because Walker was in this. I just feel Sterling, Salah on the wings would make sense.
So Sterling on the wings. Will we put this guy here? Like this?
Correct.
And now, number 9. Don't tell me Haaland, no.
Who else but Erling Haaland? Maybe Solanke.
Solanke now.
So it's debatable. Yeah, we can give Solanke a shot because Haaland is always going to make consistent appearance.
I beg. Give my brother a beg. I beg. Solanke.
He's not claiming he's your brother. He's claiming he's an Englishman from South London.
No, seriously.
Not Solanke.
Solanke. Yeah. All right. Now, Kunle. I've lost Kunle right there.
Yes, but I'm here.
Yeah, Kunle, your verdict. That's our starting the best players for this week. That's 11 of the week.
The best player for this week for me. I think it has to be.
It has to be who?
I think it has to be Mohamed Salah because he scored a landmark 200th goal in English football, of which 198 came in Liverpool. I mean, and I think that's phenomenal. He's just 2 goals away from scoring 200 goals for Liverpool as a player, and I mean, it just goes to show how that guy I think he keeps improving as he ages. There is no sign of him declining. He just keeps, and I think for me this season it's going to be a tough fight for the top goal scorer award. It's really going to push Haaland for that award. Looking at the form Liverpool are in, Haaland is going to have a really tough fight. For it. If Haaland is scoring, Salah is scoring as well. So I think Salah for me was the top player this weekend.
All right, thank you so much, guys. This is how far we can go tonight. Thank you so much, Shayo Midera. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. Thank you so much.
Thanks, it's always a pleasure.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on this one. This is how far we can go tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Robbie, one love, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us on this one.
Big shout out to ISTV. It's always a pleasure.
All right. Thank you. And also Bishop, all the way from Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this one.
Thank you, Didon. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for the show. Good one. Have a lovely day.
All right, bye for now. And also Kunle, thank you so much for joining us on this one.
Thanks a lot, Didon. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. This is how far we can go tonight. I want to say shout out to everybody that's helped us out over the weekend for our football event. It was ended well, so fantastically. Please smash the like on the video. If you are joining us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram as well too. It's always on One ISTV. Please. This is how far we can go tonight. Thank you so much. Until the next one, I want to say shout out to everybody. Bye for now.